Before you read, here are some pictorial glimpses of the history of our country from 1757 to 1857. These pictures and speech bubbles will help clarify your understanding of the conditions that led to the event known as the First War of Independence in 1857. At a function in Delhi. O my countrymen, let your eyes fill with tears as you recall the sacrifices of India's martyrs. 1. The Martyrs. 2022 to 1923. With its superior weapons, the British East India Company was extending its power in 18th century India. India 1765. Indian princes British territory. Indian princes were short-sighted. That upstart Rajaba. Call the English merchants. They will help me to defeat him. The people had no peace due to such constant fights. A far-seeing ruler like the brave Tipu of Mysore fought the British till he died fighting. The rivalries helped the East India Company, and it could easily subdue Indian princes one by one. Thank God, there is peace in the country now. No more wars and no looting by thugs. It is God who sent the British. Our destiny is linked with them. How did Indians react to these conquests? 2. The Company's conquests, 1757 to 1849. The white man has killed or dethroned our kings. Some kings were not good, but after all, they were of this land. Now we have become slaves of foreigners. Glimpses of the past 3-7. 2022 to 1923. 3-8 Honeydew. Religious leaders preached ideas like untouchability and child marriage. The truth was that Indians had lost self-respect. The British scorned them. Being merchants, the British wanted quick profits. Their heavy taxes forced farmers to abandon their fields. All the misery in the world is due to women. But your men are taking all my crop. You are still in arrears. If you don't pay next week, I will send you to jail. The natives are unworthy of trust, incapable of honesty. True, your honor, but I am honest. Still, the British invented other methods which gave them more profits. Inevitably, famines followed. Between 1822 and 1836, 15 lakh Indians died of starvation. The British policies ruined the expert artisans and their business. A good idea. The goods manufactured in England should not have any import duty when brought into India. The East India Company's laws began to cripple Indian industries. 3. British rule, 1765 to 1836. Anyone who crosses the seas loses his religion. 2022 to 1923. Glimpses of the past 3-9. 4. Ram Mohan Roy, 1772 to 1833. Ram Mohan Roy, a learned man from Bengal, understood what was wrong with the country. Let us not despise ourselves. Our ancient culture is great. And we are capable of greater achievements. We must first reform our society. Superstitions have been ruining us. He told his wife Uma. Cows are of different colors, but the color of their milk is the same. Different teachers have different opinions, but the essence of every religion is the same. He was attracted by science and modern knowledge. Knowledge should be practical and scientific. He crossed the seas and went to England to see what made the British powerful. There he told them, "We accept you as rulers, and you must accept us as subjects. But you must remember the responsibility a ruler owes to his subjects." He started newspapers, but the suspicious British stopped them in 1823. 2022 to 1923. 40 Honeydew. 5 Oppression, 1765 to 1835. But the British continued to oppress Indians. In 1818, they had passed Regulation 3. Under it, an Indian could be jailed without trial in a court. All the time British officers in India drew big salaries and also made fortunes in private business. By 1829, Britain was exporting British goods worth 7 crore rupees to India. The British prospered on the company's loot while Indian industries began to die. Governor General Bentinck reported back home, "The bones of cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of India." 2022 to 1923. Glimpses of the past 4:1. Education in India was in Persian and Sanskrit. In 1835, an Englishman named Macaulay suggested a change. 6. Dissatisfaction, 1835 to 1956. We should teach the natives through the English language. I agree. English education produced clerks to whom the British gave petty jobs under them. Incidentally, it also produced a new generation of intellectuals. We must educate our brothers and try to improve their material conditions. For that we must convey our grievances to the British Parliament. By 1856, the British had conquered the whole of India. Our kings have become puppets, and we have lost our old jobs. They cared little about the needs of Indians and lands. They are converting our brothers. You only talk. Do something to drive them out. States. British. Area. 2022 to 1923. 4. Honeydew. 7. The Sparks, 1855 to 1957. Taxes continued to ruin the peasants. In Bengal, the Santals who had lost their lands under new land rules became desperate. In 1855, they rose in rebellion and massacred Europeans and their supporters alike. Discontent was brewing in the East India Company's army too. The white soldier gets huge pay, mansions to live in, servants, while we get a pittance and slow promotions. The Angraj asks us to cross the sea, which is against our religion. Who is the Topiwala to abolish our age-old customs? We must drive out the Angraj. Thousands of other sepoys revolted. They were stripped of their uniforms, humiliated and put in irons. Sepoy Mangal Pandey attacked the adjutant of his regiment and was executed. Few Englishmen had cared. Oh, proud Brahman soldiers, do you know that the grease on the bullet you have to bite is made from the fat of cows and pigs? To understand Indian customs or the people's mind, The white man has deceived us too. Soon, chapatis were sent from village to village to tell the people that their emperor would want their services. Similarly, lotus flowers circulated among Indian soldiers. Death to the foreigner. Yes, all my village men will be ready. The masses gave all help and shelter to the patriots. What? 2022 to 1923. Glimpses of the past 4-3. Then there was a violent outbreak at Meerut. 8 Revolt, 1857, the Sepoys marched to Delhi. Long live our Emperor Bahadur Shah. The rebellion spread wider. Many landlords had lost their lands because of the British policies, and they were sore. The white man's rule must end. Yes, we will help you. 2022 to 1923. 4-4 Honeydew. From our freedom movement. S.D. Sawant. 9. The Fight for Freedom, 1857. Many former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter. The white man has taken away my kingdom. Popular leaders like Maulvi Ahmedullah of Faizabad told the people, "Rise, brothers, rise. The Angrez is ruining our land." They joined the upsurge against the foreigner. Azimullah Khan told Tatya Tope we should have Peshwa Nana Sahib as our leader in this war of independence. 80-year-old Kumbar Singh of Bihar received a bullet in his wrist. Mother Ganga, this is my last offering to you. The patriots pounced upon the British and fought pitched battles all over North India. The people rose everywhere, in Bareilly, Kanpur and Allahabad. 2022 to 1923. Glimpses of the past 4-5. Answer the following questions. 1. Do you think the Indian princes were short-sighted in their approach to the events of 1757? 2. How did the East India Company subdue the Indian princes? 3. Quote the words used by Ram Mohan Roy to say that every religion teaches the same principles. 4. In what ways did the British officers exploit Indians? 5. Name these people. I. The ruler who fought pitched battles against the British and died fighting. 2. The person who wanted to reform the society. 3. The person who recommended the introduction of English education in India. 4. To popular leaders who led the revolt, choices may vary. 6. Mention the following. I. Two examples of social practices prevailing then. 2. To oppressive policies of the British. 3. To ways in which common people suffered. 4. 4 reasons for the discontent that led to the 1857 War of Independence. In comics, what the characters speak is put in bubbles. This is direct narration. When we report what the characters speak, we use the method of indirect narration. Comprehension check. 1. Look at picture 1 and recall the opening lines of the original song in Hindi. Who is the singer? Who else do you see in this picture? 2. In picture 2, what do you understand by the company's superior weapons? 3. Who is an artisan? Why do you think the artisans suffered? Picture 3, 4. Which picture, according to you, reveals the first sparks of the fire of revolt? 2022 to 1923. 4-6 Honeydew. Study these examples. First First farmer, why are your men taking away the entire crop? Second farmer, your men have taken away everything. Officer, you are still in arrears. If you don't pay tax next week, I will send you to jail. The first farmer asked the officer why his men were taking away the entire crop. The second farmer said that their men had taken away everything. The officer replied that they were still in arrears and warned them that if they did not pay tax the following week, he, the officer, would send them, the farmers, to jail.